We lived in the house for a year before we renovated it. And I would advise anybody who buys the house to do the same with the garden, especially because you need to see what comes up before you start messing around with it, because it is absolutely beautiful. But everyone has their own taste. But we brought up our children in a farmhouse just outside the village. So we've been in the village really for over 30 years. We moved here because we wanted to be in civilization, really, because we had to get in the car for everything there. So the remit was a bus stop, a pub, which provided food, and a shop. So this property came up. It was linked to the cottage next door, and we bought them both and set about renovating them. The house itself, and everybody who visits it, has said the same thing. It has the most welcoming feel to it. You know, even before it was renovated, because some old houses can give you the heebie-jeebies sometimes, can't they? And this one is just so friendly. And of course the garden is just stunning. You couldn't replace this. You could look for, donkey's ears and never find a garden like this. Anybody who is a gardener by nature probably spends more time leaning on their spade than they do doing anything else, and just thinking of what you want to plant and how you want it to look. But I think what I enjoy most about this garden, there is something for you to look at, to marvel at, to enjoy through every stage of the year. Every stage of the year. It's wonderful. Well, at Christmas time you've got the holly, and then you've got snowdrops, and then you've got the hyacinths and the aconites. There's a whole load of aconites that grow here. And do you know the legend of aconites? Aconites will only grow, they say, where the Roman legion has trodden. Well, the kitchen was quite an awkward space because it's got two windows, and I wanted to keep the range, the old range. I did have one kitchen planner came and said rip it out and put it somewhere else and put the sink underneath the window overlooking our neighbour's property. And I thought that's ridiculous. But I spent a long time trying to work out the best layout. I was a professional cook for a while, so I wanted a kitchen where everything was in reach, which ergonomically worked. And that's the best I could come up with, the space that we had. Well, we were quite selfish with the bedroom because it did have a range of wardrobes in beforehand. We chose to use the second bedroom as a dressing room because there's only ourselves. So we live here alone, largely, and the same with the bathroom. And with a view like that out of the bathroom window, and you couldn't put your bath anywhere else, could you? It's a very friendly village. It's a lovely village to live in. There are a lot of very, very interesting and beautiful walks. People are lovely. There is a great community spirit. But of course the garden, if you get a day like today, you don't need to be inside at all. You can spend the whole of the day outside. It was called Galsworthy House by somebody who lived in it a couple of centuries ago, or a century and a half ago. Apparently he won a lot of money on a horse called Galsworthy, so he called the house Galsworthy House. If you'd like to find out the asking price for Galsworthy House, you can find the link in the description.